I want to get a reading on what the blockages are in your life right now. And it's really important to remember that in terms of blockages, these are internal. They're coming from within you. You have to figure out how to dismantle them. So that's what we're going to figure out with the Unsacred Oracle deck. We're going to figure out what the blockage is, and then we're going to figure out with the Lightworker Oracle deck how to dismantle it. And we'll use this deck. This is the Tarot del Fuego. We'll use this for clarification, clarifiers. So when I see this card, the No F's Given card, it means that a monitoring spirit, particularly a malevolent entity, is watching you. And I would say that whoever you think it is who it is. It's somebody that you know low-key, but you want to be like, no, it couldn't possibly be. Like, really, that person? I don't think that they are doing it directly to you consciously. It is the spirit of malignancy that is living within them. Okay, that's who this is, and this is the blockage. Very crystal clear. Okay, you are acting like you're asleep to it. You're acting like you don't know, but you need to get this person out of your life because they're blocking your blessings and they're blocking your growth. We get carnal in reverse and we get growth. They are sending a lot of hatred to your sacred femininity because they're jealous of you. And they're jealous of you, haunted in the reverse. They wish that you were not the person that you are. They were happier when you were down and out. They see that things are getting better for you now, and that's why they're acting like they can't be bothered. You know what I mean? They can't be bothered. So it's really your relationships. Okay, so this haunted card, what I'm picking up is that you're no longer operating from the same framework that you used to in your relationships, where you were allowing, you know, low vibrational low vibrational relationships to be the norm in your life. Let's say you were allowing people who just were not on the same level as you in terms of consciousness, in terms of awareness, in terms of wisdom, and even in terms of just like not wanting to be the best version of yourself. You were allowing those kinds of relationships to proliferate in your life, and that's a big part of why you were held back for so long, because these people cannot come into the space in which you are about to enter if you are willing to allow yourself to be blessed. Anxiety. And then once again, the No F's Given card. They're watching you. They're watching everything that you do online, and they are low-key stressed about it. They don't want you to get into a relationship. Low-key, I feel like they're praying against you getting into a relationship. They want to get married before you do. They're just a hater. They're jealous of you. Honestly, what I'm picking up is like, this is going to be a super specific aspect of the reading, but I don't know, I think I'm going to go to a part 2 actually. So if you want to join me in part 2, go ahead and do that. But then also, if you want to book a personal private reading with me, do so through my Ko-Fi. I have astrology readings, tarot, Akashic records, and oracle healing sessions in which we do energy work as well as self-sovereignty coaching. I will see you in part 2. Part 2 of what your blockages are, and in this particular case, it is a person. This person is in your life, and y'all are close. Y'all have been close, but perhaps you haven't been that close in a while, and they are blocking your blessings. They're blocking your manifestations from coming in because that proximity that y'all have to one another, let me tell you something, that person, they hate you. Low-key, and it's because they hate themselves and they know better. That's the thing about it, is that they know better than to hate you because they know that they don't have any valid reason to, but they're just like their bitterness, although of what You know, it's just they're projecting all of their bitterness for what they're not onto you. I guess they think that they wish they were you. And I think that they also think that whatever they had going on in their life that they felt made them special, which wasn't really anything. They don't like the fact that they feel like you're encroaching on that territory, and it's like, oh, that's the only thing that I had, because they feel whatever ways in which y'all are similar, they feel like you're better at it than them. And this is what I was gonna say in part 1, is that if you are a fan of 𝗪𝘁 or you like 𝗪𝘁, she represents something meaningful to you. And I'll say it this way, it's not necessarily about what she does, it's about what she represents, because you might be somebody who gets hated on by everybody, you know, primarily by people who have it way easier than you, but they project that you have it so easy. They project that you've never suffered, you've never struggled for anything, and they project all of their ignorant conceptions on to you, and that has absolutely nothing to do with you. You know what I mean? You might be somebody who really relates to her experience of just posting about her life and enjoying making things from scratch and enjoying cooking and enjoying DIY, and then being beautiful and having a husband who loves you. And then you start getting all of this hate. And I'm not here to talk about Nara in regards to her alleged religion, which she has never said that that is her religion. In fact, yeah, I think everything that she has said about it points to the fact that I don't think that it is. But that's not the point. The point is that this person, that Nara's a Libra, so she shines bright, right? Venus. And I would think about this as like the star. I know that the star in tarot is actually associated with Aquarius, but that's also very relevant. But in terms of Libra shines bright and serves as a mirror. And in a way, it's like these aspirations. You embody the aspirations of what this person wishes that they were, but what they subconsciously, precognitively know that they're not willing to do the work to become. And they also know that they never will be you, because you had to go through things that they're never going to have to go through. So there's no way that they could ever be you to begin with. Okay? And so that's a big part of the problem. You might notice that this person is low-key edgy. It seems like everything that they have to say has an edge to it, or like an ulterior meaning. And that's because it does. It does. And obviously, you know, the way to clear this blockage is to get rid of them. Get rid of them from your life. This is a monitoring spirit, and through them, powers and principalities of your destruction are able to work and direct energy towards you. And you have to relieve them of the burden of proximity, because they can't handle it. It's honestly the kindest thing that you can do for them, because it makes them sick to see you win. You may have had things going on lately, they're not supportive. And I will say this much as well. Think of it this way. Y'all might be afraid to let go of this person because it's like, oh, they're there for me when I'm down. Friendship is not just about being there for me when I'm down. It's also about being there for me when I'm up and in between. You know what I mean? There's a steadiness to friendship, even if y'all don't see each other or talk all the time. But if in your absence, you start to have to wonder if this person is for you or not, because you don't ever hear from them when y'all do talk, like there's obviously some undercurrent of beef on their end, that's not your friend. And you need to get rid of that person ASAP. Let's see if the Lightworker Oracle deck has anything to say in part 3. But if you want a deeper reading on this, if you want greater clarification, I would suggest you to book a personal private reading with me through my Ko-Fi. I offer tarot, astrology, Akashic records, any divination. I'm a psychic medium, so we can get it popping any way you feel. And I also offer oracle healing sessions. We do energy work and self-sovereignty coaching. So that's 𝘂𝗪𝘁. Check me out on YouTube, also Instagram, and I'll see you in part 3. So 𝗪𝗂𝗃, spiritual protection, is the card that I get from the Lightworker Oracle. I'm just gonna pull up the book really quickly so we can read if there's a message in the book, so bear with me. So I'm gonna just read directly from the book. 𝗪𝗂𝗃, spiritual protection. And this is for how to dissolve and clear this blockage. And in this particular instance, it is a relationship to somebody who low-key hates you. Being open to receive, and this is a person who is close to you in your life. This is a so-called friend, perhaps, probably, but for some of you, I do pick up that it is a partner. And although I said it is a feminine entity, it is, for a lot of you, it's going to be like your boyfriend. You might have like a borderline girlfriend, but I think for a lot of you, it's a female friend or your boyfriend. If it is a woman in your life, she has issues with her own femininity and is too much in her masculine and is jealous of your femininity. If you're a divine feminine getting this message. But either way, regardless of gender, whoever this is for, this is about your divine femininity. So it could be about your ability to manifest, your magnetism, your sensuality, you know what I mean? Your empathy, your caring, your nurture. But I think it really has a lot to do with like your magnetism and how attractive you are. And it might resonate with a mother wound that you have. But if it is a male, or if it's a man in your life, they are too much in their divine feminine, or not divine, inverted feminine, actually. They're too much in their feminine, and they don't operate from a space of balance, because if you're too much in one direction, you're always going to be too much in the other direction as well. The only solution is to get balanced. That's it. To get as close to the 0 point as you can for your own energetic makeup. And I have a TikTok, which I think I uploaded to YouTube, about this, some downloads that I had back in like 2023 that would be good to check out. So do that. But here we go. Being open to receive is a way to gain empowerment, strength, and all manner of assistance. I'm going to read that again. Being open to receive is a way to gain empowerment, strength, and all manner of assistance. To enhance receptivity, it can be helpful to declutter and cleanse your energy field. This is exactly what we're talking about. This allows for that which is not rightfully yours to be shed. Sometimes this will include the disowned thoughts and feelings of others. When you release these thoughts and feelings, a spaciousness will grow within you. Then you can sometimes this will include the disowned thoughts and feelings of others, especially if you are empathic, psychic, telepathic, you have clair abilities. You need to I would do a cord removal, honestly, and then I would take a salt bath or wash in sea salt or a baño of some kind. Definitely there's like heart chakra clearing that needs to be done to remove this relationship, because I do feel like it's very draining and just super toxic, because they are a toxic person and they would rather blame you for their problems than be accountable to their issues on their own, that are of their own making. It has absolutely nothing to do with you. When you release these thoughts and feelings, a spaciousness will grow within you. Then you can then receive more of what is rightfully meant to be for you, your divine good in all ways. So you really got to get rid of this person. You really do. And I think that this part is really important to read too. An open, sensitive person can easily become energetically overloaded. From physical pain to emotional and psychological tension, an overload does not feel good. You may even feel like you are carrying others on your back or in your head. The added weight can drag your naturally light vibration down into anguish, doubt, fear, or despair. Your inner vision, too, may be obscured by the overload. That can make it hard to discern what is yours and what belongs to another. Whether experiencing overload to your system is an unusual occurrence for you, or you have a tendency to absorb and process others' energies, common for healers, psychics, and mediums, artists, and other sensitive people, sensitive, open people, you will benefit from a spiritual cleansing. What did I say? What did I say? I know what I'm talking about. Afterwards, you may feel less inclined to connect with particular people or work on certain ideas, even if they seemed very important before the cleanse. This means that you are freeing yourself from input and discerning the true priorities of your own heart. This is honestly all of what spiritual abolition is about. The heart transmission, okay. Orbs of light is here in the reverse. This is like keeping you in a low vibration. It is keeping you from being able to receive the kind of inspiration that is necessary, because I feel like they've chosen to remain where they are. They're not trying to move forward because I guess they feel like they have too much to lose if they do. They really like what they have going on in their life in one respect, and they like who they're masking as, so they're not willing to move forward and let go of who they were in order to become who they're meant to be. And by staying in relation to this person, it's gonna keep you from being able to progress into the person that you're meant to be, because they're essentially an anchor to a lower vibrational reality, a more dense reality that is not serving you. And this also has to do with ideologies, beliefs, philosophies, thought paradigms, and all of these kinds of frameworks and systems that you just need to let go of. And this is part of that. So yes, in spiritual abolition, we talk about colonialism, but I do consider parasitic relationships, whether you're the codependent or the narcissist, or narcissists being on the psychopathic or spectrum of psychopathy, as I call it, but psychopathic spectrum. Either way, you're in a parasitic relationship and y'all are both parasites. It's a symbiotic parasitism. And yeah, we have to deprogram from that. We have to defragment ourselves and reintegrate into our wholeness. And this is part of that process. This is part of that spiritual healing. So if you want or need support with that, I would encourage you to book either an oracle healing session with me or self-sovereignty coaching. In self-sovereignty coaching, I do offer consultations, so you can do a 30-minute consultation to see if that's something that you're interested in, or you can book an oracle healing session with me and we can go. That is basically what it would be like, and your first oracle healing session is very similar, would serve as kind of like an introduction to the self-sovereignty healing. So that's what I want to leave you with, because I don't want to take up too much more of y'all's time. There is an invocation and I'm going to read that separately. Go check out that invocation. It's going to be like a part 4 if that's something that you want to receive through my vessel with my divine codes. So this is the invocation for the card that we pulled from the Lightworker Oracle in terms of how to clear this blockage that you are experiencing in your life. If you are experiencing a blockage, particularly if it relates to an interpersonal relationship that has been harmful and detrimental to you, if you're not sure, go watch parts 1 through 3 because we did a reading. This is the invocation for that, to help you clear that energy. See, I knew it would come on its own. So we got 𝗪𝗂𝗃 spiritual protection. As long as you are high vibrational, know that anything that is like staying away from you is meant to stay away from you for your own protection and your healing. And you can always trust when you are operating from your highest vibration, from your integrity, you're in your sovereignty, that rejection really is God's protection. And it's not like, oh, I fumbled the bag or whatever they say. I used this phrase just recently, but I cannot remember it now. But it's not because you fumbled the bag or whatever. Like, it's because rejection is really God's protection in this specific particular instance. So we're gonna do invocation. You can close your eyes and take a deep breath in. However long you're gonna breathe in, you're gonna hold it even longer, and then you're gonna exhale even longer than that. So I would say breathe in for 4 counts, hold for 6 counts so you get to 10 counts, and then breathe out, exhale for 10 counts. We're going to do it together, and then I'm going to read the invocation. I call upon unconditionally loving divine protection. The sacred chamber of light, the 𝗪𝗂𝗃 of divine light, is around me now. I choose of my own free will, under divine authority and grace, to release any and all connections, content, and contaminants that do not serve me through unconditional love. I choose of my own free will to take my life journey in the most joyful and loving way possible. I open to divine grace for cleansing and protection of my integrity at all times. I am free to simply be in the truth of me. May all beings be blessed and protected. May all beings be happy and free. Through my own free will, so be it. And so it is, family. I hope that this was helpful. If it is, give it a like, a comment, a share, maybe a follow, and yeah, consider booking some private sessions with me, Vie Darling, also following on YouTube and TikTok or Instagram. And I also have a newsletter called The Mysteries that you might want to follow, especially if you're super into decoding the Bible from an esoteric perspective. If that's something that you're into, consider joining the Adept tier, Sanctum Luminous, and I will see you on the flip side. Happy hunting.